we are looking into yet another claim about The Simpsons predicting a big news event.
A popular TV show predicted this would happen. The term, The Simpsons did it first, has proven the animated series correctly predicted events like former President.
The Simpsons have made some shockingly accurate predictions before, but what they hinted at for 2026 is next-level scary. From global conflicts and space missions to solar cars, AI takeovers, and environmental disasters, it started to feel like their episodes were more prophecy than parody.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
The country is broke?
Most of these predictions are unbelievable, but already playing out before our eyes. Want to find out what these predictions are? Join us as we break down some of the Simpsons predictions for 2026.
The Simpsons predictions for 2024 are truly chilling.
Have you ever wondered how The Simpsons always seems to predict the future?
Here are some of The Simpsons predictions for 2024.
Did you know that The Simpsons may have predicted the rapture?
The Simpsons have made some alarming predictions about the year 2024.
The creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, is actually a time traveler.
A glimpse into the future or a stunning coincidence?
An escalated US-China clash. In a 2000 episode, Lisa Simpson becomes president of the United States following a controversial Trump presidency.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
The country is broke?
One of her first challenges? Managing an enormous national debt owed to China. At the time, it was a punchline. But now, in the real world, tensions between the US and China have evolved into something far more serious. Economic, military, and technological conflicts have intensified year after year. And with Trump returning to the Oval Office in 2026, those fictional events from over 2 decades ago are eerily close to coming true. America and China are no longer just political rivals. They're entangled in a Cold War that spans cyberspace, satellite warfare, and semiconductor control. The US is restricting China's access to key chip-making technology. China is retaliating with export bans on rare earth elements. Meanwhile,
China is reportedly tightening its grip on critical minerals it supplies to Western defense companies.
Both nations are increasing their military presence around Taiwan and the South China Sea. This isn't just posturing. One wrong move, a misinterpreted maneuver, a downed aircraft, or a botched diplomatic exchange could ignite a global crisis. Experts are calling 2026 a make-or-break year. And just like in The Simpsons, the threat isn't a bomb, it's a debt, a word or a spark that sets off something far bigger. Colonizing Mars, Lisa's dream, Elon's mission. In a later episode, Lisa is determined to leave Earth and live on Mars permanently.
The mission leaves in 10 years. I'll be 18 and I'm going to Mars.
It sounds like the kind of absurd commitment only a cartoon character would make. But in the real world, people are preparing for exactly that. SpaceX has stated that 2026 is its target for launching an uncrewed Starship mission to Mars. This isn't theoretical. The technology is real. The funding is real. And the plan is in motion. There are thousands of people who have volunteered for one-way trips to Mars through programs like the now-defunct Mars One. They weren't joking. These individuals are ready to help build the first permanent human colony on another planet. NASA and private organizations have been testing Martian conditions in isolated locations around Earth, simulating what life might be like in a dome, growing food in simulated Martian soil, and building 3D printed shelters using dust-like material. What once seemed like a wild gag in a Simpsons episode is now backed by billion-dollar budgets and engineering blueprints. The idea of humanity becoming a multi-planetary species isn't science fiction anymore. It's a mission briefing. In 2026 may be the year we take our first irreversible step toward living off Earth. Solar cars. Lisa's innovation becomes a reality. In one of the series' environmental-themed episodes, Lisa builds a solar-powered car for a school race.
Huh? What? No, that shouldn't happen! I should have stored energy!
It's fast, sleek, and completely eco-friendly, until a Duff beer blimp blocks the sun and ruins her chances of winning. It was a joke about alternative energy and how silly it seemed. But in 2026, solar-powered cars are not only real, they're being sold to everyday consumers. Aptera, a startup from California, has unveiled a solar-electric hybrid that can drive up to 40 miles per day on sunlight alone. With a full battery, it can go over 400 miles without needing a charge. Another company, Lightyear, is entering the market with solar vehicles offering even more range. Solar cars won't replace traditional EVs overnight. But just like Lisa's prototype, they're disrupting the way we think about transportation. If 2026 becomes the year solar vehicles gain mass adoption, The Simpsons will have once again been ahead of its time. Virtual reality takes over. In a 2016 episode, the citizens of Springfield are completely obsessed with virtual reality. People walk into walls, ignore real-life responsibilities, and live entirely in digital fantasy. The world outside still exists, but no one's paying attention. Today, that episode feels like a mirror. Tech companies like Apple, Meta, and Samsung are racing to dominate the VR/AR market. Apple's Vision Pro, Meta's Quest 4, and other headsets are redefining how we work, learn, and socialize. VR isn't just for gaming anymore. It's for meetings, classrooms, and even virtual vacations. Some restaurants and cruise lines are offering virtual dining experiences. Students are attending school in simulated environments. And entire business teams are now working in the metaverse. The Simpsons once used it as a gag. What happens when people trade reality for fantasy? Now, it's a question ethicists and economists are seriously asking. In 2026, the VR industry is projected to be worth over $38 billion. And that final shot in the episode, where everyone in Springfield is connected but completely disconnected, doesn't feel like fiction anymore. It feels like a future we're sleepwalking into. Environmental collapse. The Simpsons movie gave us one of the show's most dramatic predictions. Springfield encased in a giant glass dome after Homer pollutes the town's lake with toxic pig waste. At the time, it was over-the-top comedy. Now, not so much. In recent years, the Earth has seen record-breaking wildfires, extreme droughts, floods, and superstorms. Sea levels are rising. Microplastics have been found in human lungs, bloodstreams, and even in placentas. The planet is screaming for help, and governments are scrambling to respond. Miami and New York are investing billions into flood prevention. Cities in Europe and Asia are exploring underground bunkers, seawalls, and domed cities. The dome in The Simpsons wasn't a real-world structure, but the symbolism has never felt more relevant. Will 2026 be the year we finally act decisively, or the year we realize it's already too late? AI and robot replacements.